While I was deployed, the call came in the middle of the briefing, a number I didn't recognize. The voice on the other end trembled. "Sir, this is the school nurse. Your daughter collapsed. Severe dehydration, malnutrition." My chest tightened, but before I could respond, I heard a voice in the background, sharp, careless, familiar. "She's not my problem. I sold his lunch money, so what? Tell her soldier father to send more cash." My wife. For a moment, the room around me blurred. Maps, commands, voices, all dissolved into static. My fingers clenched the phone tighter. The nurse whispered, "She needs you." I signed emergency leave papers that night. My men thought I was rushing home for love. They didn't know what I was truly coming back for. Home wasn't home anymore. I walked through the door and saw her smile, a rehearsed curve of the lips. She reached out as if nothing had happened. I let her hand hover in the air between us, untouched. She asked about the deployment, the danger, the dust. I asked about our daughter. "She's fine," she shrugged. "Overdramatic nurse. Kids faint all the time." Her indifference cut sharper than shrapnel. My daughter sat curled on the couch, pale, eyes tired. When she saw me, she tried to smile, but it flickered weak. I knelt by her. "Did you eat today?" She hesitated, looked toward her mother, then shook her head. Something hollow cracked inside me. That night I lay in the dark beside my wife, her breathing slow, careless. My daughter slept down the hall, her stomach empty because the woman I trusted had turned my child's hunger into pocket change. The betrayal wasn't only against me, it was against the blood we created. And betrayal like that didn't dissolve with time. It demanded exposure. I didn't rage, I didn't confront, I observed. Receipts, hidden in her purse, designer labels, restaurant charges, money funneled away. My paychecks stretched thin while she played queen of someone else's world. Her phone was always flipped face down, screen black. When she showered, I unlocked it. The passcode was our anniversary. Predictable. Messages. Not one man, several. Each line sickened me. "Can't wait to see you again. When's he back? I love the way you spend on me." She wasn't only stealing my child's bread, she was selling her loyalty for scraps of attention. I collected everything. Screenshots, bank transfers, photos. Quietly, methodically, no emotion on the surface, just soldier's discipline. At the dinner table, she laughed, told stories to friends about how strong our marriage was. I watched her with a silence she mistook for tiredness. I wasn't tired, I was waiting. The nurse had planted the seed of truth in my ear, but I needed the full harvest. Not just suspicion, evidence. I ordered a DNA kit. For my daughter, for me, for her. 3 weeks. That's how long it took. 3 weeks of pretending, of listening to lies roll effortlessly from her mouth. 3 weeks of walking into my daughter's room at night, watching her sleep, promising her silently she'd never go hungry again. 3 weeks of sharpening myself into something she would never expect. The envelope arrived plain, unmarked. Inside, numbers cold as steel. Percentages, matches. My daughter, mine, undeniably. No one could take that. But the bloodline between my wife and my child, broken. She wasn't her mother, not by biology. She'd hidden that truth beneath forged smiles, forged papers, forged promises. She had married me with someone else's child and let me believe it was ours. I sat across from her at the kitchen table that night, placed the report between us. She glanced down, her face drained. The glass in her hand trembled. I said nothing. Silence spoke louder. Her lips parted, stammering. I can explain." I tilted my head, calm, detached. "Don't." The words froze her. She knew explanation was useless. The truth was bare, clinical, undeniable. She broke before me, sobbing, shaking. I didn't move. I had spent years fighting wars abroad. This was the first war I had truly won, without firing a shot. I didn't scream. I didn't strike. I didn't need to. I slid a folder across the table. Copies of her messages, her bank records, her lovers' names. Every betrayal cataloged with precision. You thought I wouldn't see, but I see everything. Her eyes widened with each page. Her hands clawed at the papers like she could erase them. I stayed silent. I continued, voice steady, because silence cuts deeper than shouting. And now, everyone will see who you are. I had already sent copies to her parents, to her friends, to her job. The world she had built on lies was already collapsing. She reached for me, begging, "Please, don't take her from me." I leaned closer, whispering cold into her ear. She was never yours to take. Her sobs filled the kitchen. My daughter slept peacefully down the hall, unaware that justice was unfolding in the quiet. I left her there, surrounded by the ruins of her deception. No anger burned in me anymore, only clarity. I had seen the battlefield of lies, navigated it with discipline, and emerged intact. Stronger, colder. My daughter would never hear her words again. She would never feel the weight of neglect. As for the woman who pretended to be her mother, she was already a ghost. Breathing, but hollow. I walked outside, the night air sharp against my skin. For the first time in months, I felt clean. Betrayal had tried to break me. Instead, it had refined me. And as I looked back at the house one last time, I whispered the only truth left. She was never my problem.